Alrighty, let me go ahead and pull up my list of names. First, we have Michaela Mars! Next, Erin Nicole Lundquist. And last but certainly not least, Deltarune Black.
Oh my god, she's in cosplay.
Well, ladies, I know we're she's like, I just want to be a part of it. We got some. Is the mic get in there? It works. No, you're good.
Oh, we can nice.
Friendship, togetherness, Kadabracon. So like I said, guys, I'll let them talk, introduce themselves, tell them a little about themselves, and then we'll do a Q&A. If you do have a question, please line up over there. I will be having the mic down there. We'll go over everything. But I'm going to get up to these wonderful ladies.
Thanks so much.
Oh, me first. Oh, okay. Hi everybody, I'm Deltarune Black. I voice Andy in Knights of Guinevere. I run on caffeine, spite, real. And that's it. Nobody told me that I have to talk about myself, Erin. Hello everyone, I'm Erin Nicole Lundquist. I voice the Elder Olivia and Space Cat in Knights of Guinevere. Yeah, and I guess you said you run on coffee and spice, so just I love that. Yeah, so I guess my stuff is I've been a professional voice actor for 10 years now, and you may also know me from Garden of Banban as Queen Mount Celia, the Aphmau videos. I'm in a bunch of anime, like My Hero Academia, Ancient Magus Bride. I don't know, Sasuke and Peeps. I play a little bird. And then here's Michaela, who's way cooler than me. Here we go.
You cannot do that. You cannot do that. That is illegal and wrong. Hi, my name is Michaela Laws. I'm a voice actor, game developer, writer, crazy person. Again, I run on Spite as well as caffeine and maybe a little bit of gamer subs. Not sponsored, by the way. I voice Frankie in Knights of Guinevere. Hi, everybody. But I also voice Sylvana from Aphmau's Catface. I'm Aphmau's mom. I voice Lynetta from Sucker for Love. What else? Diana from Seduce Me the Atomic. I also wrote that one. And I do a bunch of random things now. Like I have like 5 jobs. I'm literally Frankie. I have 5 jobs and I just never sleep. And these ladies are just as cool as me, so you all know. So don't listen to them in terms of anything like that. Okay.
You know what's crazy is I also play Aphmau's mom in one of the episodes.
You are what? Which one?
The in high school, like Angels and Demons in high school, like that. There was an episode. It was in the main Aphmau channel. But I was like, we're both Aphmau's mom.
Yo, we're both Aphmau's mom. Oh my God, stop. Well, I mean, I'm Lady Beesh in Minor Demons, so.
Knights of Guinevere, I think they said we were gonna start with Q&A. Yeah. So we have a queue. We have a queue for the queue.
Again, if you would like to ask a question, please come right over here. And I will be screening those questions.
Yeah, ask them all how they got into acting.
Sorry, I'm really I know. Okay, so I wanted to ask, how do you think your 3 characters will interact with either like Uzi or Zubul from Digital Circus and Murder Drones? Because I love both of those characters. Crossover?
For context, there is a glitch crossover thing where like some of the characters like Chibified can meet each other and like this like little imp thing. That's why some of I've known of. So there is a potential of like that, but again, we don't know. Maybe. I mean, we can only guess as they're actors, not necessarily canon. So please do not take what we say as like this is the canon. We guarantee we don't know.
Don't worry, I won't.
So I think for Frankie, since I grabbed the microphone from your hands, I think she with Uzi and
Zubul.
Zubul. Okay, so I think with Uzi, she'd be like, okay, that's kind of cool. How do I dissect you? I need to know how to make you. This to happen. And then with Zubul, I think Frankie would just deadlift her and deadlift them and just be like, hey, listen, and whatever you need for your body, just let me know. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it for you right now. Andy, you need to help me out here.
Okay. So nobody hit me, but I have not seen Murder Drones yet.
One day.
I know. It's the only one. I actually just saw The Amazing Digital Circus probably about 2 months ago. My roommates forced me to watch it. So I think Andy and Zubul, I don't know. I think Andy and Zubul would just bond a lot and like have like a real heart to heart. I love Zubul, and Ashley Nichols' voice is just so comforting. Yeah. So shout out to Ashley. What was the other one? Uzi? All right, probably maybe Fix. Maybe Fix is an engineer. Maybe I'm Fix Uzi. I don't know. Is Uzi broken? What is Uzi? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe Fix. Yeah. Fix.
And I definitely, I'm mad you're like, I'm gonna dissect them. I was like, that's my answer. I'm Olivia. So that was, I do think that Olivia would probably stick her team of like giant animatronic looking nurses to apprehend both of them and dissect them to figure out how they worked and what have you. I think that is, whether they're alive or a robot, I'm fairly sure that that's what Olivia would do. Yeah, no, that's why I said both of them. Let's find out how everything works. Thank you, that was a great question.
Hello, well, very nice. Well, I'm wondering, what in character would be your character's favorite brain rot or meme?
Oh,
I had to think about this. Okay. I had to think about this.
That is a very interesting question, because us sitting here, again, we're just the actors, so we have to literally sink our teeth into what we know of our characters is the pilot episode, so we don't necessarily know much beyond that. So sitting there to like brain rot of our characters, I truly think Frankie would be all into DIYs. It's just like during her free time, it's just so like, okay, how do I make this happen? How do I make this happen? Andy, I need to go shopping. I gotta go do a DIY thing. I learned knitting. So yeah, I think that would be absolutely Frankie's thing.
I think that I'm gonna answer this one as Space Cat because I think Space Cat would be deep in the Italian brain rot. I think like a ballerina cappuccino and cappuccino assassino, like that would be Space Cat's jam.
Oh geez, okay. Does this count as brain rot? So I would think that Andy, because I really like it, would be like, you know that guy that does the Hugh Jackman, the singing like, yeah. I just watch that all the time. I was literally in bed watching that today, laughing my ass off. So I think that's, I think that's what she would like.
nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to ask Zelda, my friend was wondering, are you currently cosplayed as Andy right now?
Wait, what was the question?
Are you currently cosplayed as Andy
yes.
right now?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, my roommate crunched it out like less than 24 hours.
One day.
Whoa.
Hello, we would like to know how you became a voice actor.
So, are we asking because you'd like to be a voice actor one day? Yeah? Awesome! So, you can do it, 100%. Actually, all of us in some way, shape, or form are actively participating in voice actor education. And how we all became voice actors are going to be very different stories. So this is really cool. I'm really excited to share this with everybody because you're going to get three very different things. I started in cosplay. And yeah, so I started out as a cosplayer. This is about 15 years ago. And I ended up becoming a costume designer for television and film. And while I was on set, like adjusting the costumes, the sound guy overheard me, and he was like, "You have a great voice. Do you want to be a voice actor?" And I was like, "What is this? Tell me more right now." because I grew up playing video games and watching, I never stopped watching cartoons and anime and things like that. And it turns out that he cast a whole bunch of different commercials and like museum tours and projects out of San Antonio and Austin. So I started in San Antonio, Texas. So shout out to Texas. How many are native Texans? Are we all there? Yes! Awesome! So yeah, I started out in San Antonio, and then from there I just got online and I started seeing other voice acting communities, and I just did it. I just started recording for like 5 years, and then that's when I started to kind of break into more professional. I mean, I started in commercials, but character-wise, it took like a few years to break into more professional projects. But my advice would be, I know that's not what you asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My advice would be to pursue acting in all its forms. So if there's theater, if there's chorus, if there's choir, and then reading aloud, like reading, even just whatever you're reading on your phone, like reading that out loud, playing around with your voice, just making weird, like I'm Peeps in Sasaki and Peeps, who's a little bird, who's also the reincarnation of a fully grown adult male wizard. And my voice has to do the whole, and I just walk around my house doing that, right? So just play. All right, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, so my story is that I was a nerdy little kid with a nerdy little family who went to a place called Indiana for Gen Con, and they had this one panel of voice acting for amateurs, and me being the dumb little like 14-year-old that I was, I rose my hand when they were asking for volunteers, and being that I was the 14-year-old in the room, they're like, oh, we're gonna have the 14-year-old be the 14-year-old girl on the screen. I was like, okay, so great. I recorded a line, and when I saw my voice come out of the character, I'm like, that's my job now. I'm gonna do that. So I did, and basically I researched online like how the community kind of built itself on the internet, because this was the time when the internet was really revving forward in voice acting. And I was just auditioning like crazy because I had a background in singing and acting. I had been going to private lessons for a majority of my life at that point. I'm like, this is easy to just translate instead of being on stage, being behind the mic. Went to school for it, got jaded by it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay behind the mic forever. And now I do that on top of my other work. And I know you're not asking for advice, we're giving it anyway, we're educators here. Say screw it and do it. Just say screw it and do it. There's gonna be moments in your life where you're just kind of like, well, I don't know if I wanna do this, I don't know if this is the right role for me, I don't know if I wanna, just do it. Press the F it button and do it. Because you never know, because with me, for Knights of Guinevere, this is the story that's kind of like tying it together, I was actually going to end my voice acting career. I was going to stop, because I thought, even though I was throwing myself at a wall, I didn't even know if it was going to work out. And when I got the audition, I'm like, why not? And I went in, and now I voice Frankie. So, so just press the F it button. So yeah.
Oh, geez. So I used to work at Disney. I was working in the parks, and I was there. I was there working in the parks. I was exhausted. I was like, okay, yeah. And then the pandemic happened. They were like, all right, everybody go home. I was actually on my way to being a criminal psychologist. So at that time, I worked a restaurant job, so the restaurant wasn't doing anything. I was absolutely bored, sitting home, like, what am I gonna do with my life? I was like, okay, I'm gonna cosplay on TikTok. And then that cosplay turned into voice impressions, which turned me to meeting Gray Delisle, who was like, no, you should do this seriously. So thank you, Gray, for being my advocator into doing this seriously. So then I started taking classes and everything, and here we are. And it's similar to Michaela's point, is I was ready to bounce out as well. I was living probably at that time when I got the audition. Oh God. I remember a few months before, I was like I went into my agency to audition for something, and I remember right then and there, I was just gonna tell them, hey, I've been with you guys for a year, I know I haven't been giving you anything, I'm just gonna bounce. But after I did the audition, my agent was like, something's coming for you. He's like, I don't know what it is, but he's like, I know it's gonna be something amazing. He's like, you just gotta keep pushing. I'm like, I can't leave now. So, and then after that, I booked my first commercial with them, and then I got the text from Dana saying, hey, you're gonna be in my new show, and I was like, oh my God! But yeah, I guess, you know, advice from me would be, just do it. Just do it in all forms. Like, I did fan dubbing too, and I feel like that was like my fun way of just getting experience, and just do it. And also another important thing is to vet your coaches, to make sure whoever you're coaching with, make sure that they're experienced and they're actively in this industry. So, yeah. Of course, good luck.
Very ironic, you used to work for Parkland Disney. That goes into my how was it working with a talent like Dana Terrace? Because Owl House was fantastic, and now to see her going now with Glitch Productions and this pilot, which I'm hoping will become a full series. Just how exciting was it to work with that former team and her team from then, and just Dana?
Oh geez, well, I started off as an Owl House fan, you know? Like, so it went from a whole journey of me from like being an Owl House fan to then I did Owl House dubs, which Sissy Jones, the voice of Lilith, really liked. And she's like, hey, I like you, you're funny. I was like, hey, thanks, I know I am. So then I met Sissy, who introduced me to Sarah Nicole Robles and Avi Roque and everybody else. And then I did get to meet Dana quite a few times because they would do like the post too on Instagram, and then Dana would sometimes come over. So I've already had the pleasure of being like acquaintances with Dana. I'd already previously met her a few times, and just to even work with her on her next show, just something just eternally grateful for as a fan, and for Dana to just see something in me, especially because like I'm the newest person here, like on the cast and everything. So yeah, I owe Dana a kidney, so if she wants one.
It was a really surreal moment because I didn't know what I looked really until I got into the first table read. I had done the audition. Olivia, from what I understand, Olivia was the last character that was cast. And so they had been searching and searching and searching for the right voice, and then someone had sort of recommended me for the project. I got to do the audition. The next day that they booked me, they're like, we know this is short notice, but in 5 days, you have a table read. And I was like, sure, that's fine, like whatever. I live up in Dallas, and I work a lot with Crunchyroll. I work a lot with different studios out in LA. So when I booked the job, I was like, okay, yeah, I booked the job. So I get into the table read, and the first person I see is John Bailey Owen. And I'm like, I know this name. Why do I know this name? And then Zach Marcus, I was like, I know this name. And then I'm sitting there, like, looking normal, but Googling. I'm like, who is this person? And then I was like, oh, this guy wrote on the Owl House. Oh, okay, yeah, I love the Owl House. That's cool, that's cool. And then Dana came in, and they had a big cardboard cutout of Ida, the Owl Witch, behind. And I was like, is this the team from the Owl? Is this the whole team from the Owl House? Is this the team from the Owl? But of course, I had to look like this. And so it was just kind of like, I didn't know what was, at that point, I was like, oh, I've hit like a new tier. It felt like a level up, like a power up in a video game had just happened. And so my phrase is like, okay, this is my new normal. Like, I can be weird about it and on the inside this one time, but from here on out, like, I have to be totally normal about this because these are people that I want to work with long term, that I'm going to work with long term. I'm like, okay, it'll be good. But that's my real story, where there's a lot of nostril flaring going on.
See, I'm the odd one. This is a story that I've pretty much confirmed and confessed to publicly. I've only watched 2 episodes of The Owl House. I know, surprise. I know, right? Everyone. Yeah. As you can see, again, I am the odd one. So my sister, however, loves Dana Terrace and loves The Owl House. So me, when I got the audition, they didn't say anything about like who was involved. We just had the characters. I was like, oh, okay, sure. I threw my voice in. I got hey, we like you as Frankie, and this is the project title, and this is what it's about. I'm like, okay, great. I stepped into the call, And mind you, because I'm a VTuber, I don't use my camera. No one's seeing me. So I'm already like disheveled. I'm like, just woke up out of bed. I'm like, this is probably gonna be some like really cool thing. It's Glitch. I understand Glitch from like murder drones and all that stuff. I walk in and I see Zach Marcus show up first. And I'm like, why do I recognize that? Why do I recognize that? I'm like, no, okay, no. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nothing. John Bailey Owen. Another name that, what the? So I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, how do I know these names? But unlike Aaron, I had no camera, so my face was just like. And then Dana shows up, and I see, that's Dana fucking Terrace. What the fuck? I'm so sorry, I should not be swearing. I am so sorry. I apologize profusely. I know, I'm so sorry. I apologize profusely. I will pay for my sins later, I promise.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views and expressions of this voice actress is not that of Kadabracon.
I am so sorry. That's why I'm a VTuber. But I see Dana Terrace. I'm like, oh no. And my brain at that point cracked. The meeting started and everyone's introducing themselves. And my brain is just like, how the heck am I in this room? Why am I in this room? What is going on? So it was a very surreal table read, first one. And the one thing that kind of like solidified that I belonged there, it solidified in my mind, was making Dana laugh for like 10 seconds. It was literally one line. It was when Sparky's like, Frankie, what? I yelled that into my brain because I was so nervous. I just yelled it straight out. Dana started laughing for 10 seconds. Everyone was laughing. I'm like, okay, this is not a fluke. I didn't lie. Okay, great. But yeah, it was a very surreal. And then we got to record. We recorded twice because we had to get each other in as well. So yeah, that's the answer. Sorry for the swearing. I'm so sorry.
The merch drop that just dropped. What was your guys' favorite merch so far?
Like the favorite merchandise?
Or Knights of Guinevere.
Oh, favorite. I'm so. I have audio issues. Oh, the merchandise. Okay, so. Oh, I love the plushies. I'm gonna squish all the plushies because my husband and the audience can attest. I have almost a big wall worth of plushies, and I refuse to let them go. It got to the point where I had a big collection of cinnamon rolls. I had to send them to Iron Mouse. Because I'm just like, I couldn't do it. I could not keep them all. But no, the plushies, especially Andy and Frankie. I love Gwen, but Andy and Frankie's, I'm like, yes.
I think even though they did make a little Space Cat plushie keychain thing, and they give you a special carabiner if you like get all of them. I like the standees, like the plastic standees of Andy, Frankie, and Gwen. I think that they're so detailed and they're so gorgeous. I haven't seen any of this merch in person, but I also really want the hoodie because there's a hoodie that Dana drew herself, like the illustration on the back of, but the hoodie itself is so fashionable. Like it's very Park Planet on the front, like horror story on the back. So that's my favorite.
I know I'm biased, but I just want to squish Andy plush. I can't wait. I can't wait to get her and just like squish. Yeah.
Can we also side note the Gwen costume that was in the merchandise trailer? The mask and the side note.
What's your favorite show or movie to watch, and what would be your favorite character? Your character's favorite?
Favorite show or movie to watch, and then what would be your character's name? So you and your character. Oh, I need to think about this. I gotta think. So, I have to, I know. Okay, so, yeah, I have a couple of favorite shows. Like my favorite, I think, live action show is probably Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. And then my favorite animated show is Young Justice or any like of the Bruce Timm-verse stuff. Like Batman the Animated Series. You are the best. You guys are the best, like literally. And then my character, Olivia, would definitely like Westworld to a disturbing degree. And then and then Space Cat. I have to think about what it says. I don't know why this got in my head, but like the puppy bowl, because Space Cat would be thinking about how to disembowel the puppy.
And I think for Space Cat, I mean, it's not like a show, but you know, like that cat video. Oh yeah. I can see Space Cat watching that on loop. Okay, my favorite show, hands down, Once Upon a Time. Anybody know Once Upon a Time? Yes, I've literally seen it 20 million times. Once Upon a Time, absolutely favorite. Me too, yes! Andy, I'm gonna go with a movie because Dana released that thingy where it's like Andy loves horror movies. And I would think that Andy would like The Conjuring as her favorite horror movie. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
I think that's we're like deep in the headcanon, and I'm sorry about that, but like I think that really, I think that you're right because Andy would like anything that's really unexplainable. Like if it was some kind of like slasher horror, like that's less scary than if it's like supernatural. Because then you're like, what the heck? But yeah, I love that. Oh yeah.
I think maybe I have an answer. Favorite show, I'm just gonna straight up drop Yu Yu Hakusho is the greatest anime show of all time. Flat out. Any other opinion is wrong. But in terms of Frankie, am I gonna be the one to say that she'd be a Disney nut? Am I gonna be the one to say it? Because I think she'd be more into the old classic Disney Renaissance movies of like Snow White, Cinderella, like all that. And I think she'd be goo goo gaga over like TV cartoons such as like My Little Pony or even like Over the Garden Wall. I think she'd have a hoot of a time with Gravity Falls. And also, and what is it called? Amphibia? Yeah, I think, yeah. Because she'd be absolutely into the cartoons, 100%. Live action's already too depressing for her. But yeah. So much.
This question's a lot similar to the previous one. What do you think your character's favorite animated film would be?
I think Frankie might like Big Hero 6 for the behind it. But in terms of classic cartoons, I think she would be head over heels for Snow White or Sleeping Beauty, simply because of the art direction and how whimsical it was back in the day. I think the classics would be for her.
I think that Olivia would really like Akira. And then I think that Space Cat would like Watership Down. Yes. 100%.
Oh God, I don't really know. I would like to think that maybe at one point Andy was kind of like Frankie with like the big dreams and stuff, and then she got into the park and was like, oh no, I hate this. So maybe something like The Little Mermaid or like Snow White, one of those classics, like, oh, I really like this, I'm like Frankie, and now here we are.
I have a very funny question. What Deltarune character would be your character's favorite if you play Deltarune?
My face is because Petra talks to me about Deltarune all the time, and I've never seen it. I don't know what Underrune is, but is this because I can't grasp this. It hurts my brain so much. Okay. Is Susie from Delta? Did you ask Deltarune or Undertale? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pick Susie because that's all I remember. Susie's a dinosaur, and I think Susie got run over. No! I'm gonna pick Susie.
That's not right. I think. So, okay, first of all, I unfortunately do not know Deltarune characters, but I did play Undertale multiple times. And I actually, when I said I did like cosplay, I did costume design, I used to have an agreement with Toby Fox. So I used to make, before he made official merch, I was authorized to make like sweaters and stuff like that. So I'm so sorry, Toby, that I haven't played your other game. But I was so deep in Undertale for a while. I'm going to answer that question, even though that's not what you asked, because I think Space Cat would like Flowey, and I think that Olivia would really like Goat Mom. Like, that's what I think.
See, a lot of people would think I would answer Frankie to Susie because they have similar vibes. And really looking at Susie and looking at Frankie, like, are they the same person? Question mark. The real answer is Rouse. She's like, I think Frankie would 100% love Rouse because he's such a sweet boy. That's all he wants to be, is a sweet fluffy boy. And I think Frankie just like, I want to hug and give comfort to the sweet fluffy boy. And yeah, but I think the other one is Susie because like, no, we're having drinks together when Susie is of age. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hi. Okay, so my question is pretty, I don't know, basic question. I don't know if it's been asked before, but if you had to have any kind of relation to the character you guys' voice, and if there's one thing that stuck out to you just from voicing the first release of it, what would that be?
I'd probably get a drink with Frankie, straight up. She'd probably have some sort of beer because knowing that she's Sparky's, like she works with Sparky and all that stuff. And I get a fruity drink. But I think the one thing I would do with her is like straight up just tell her the truth about everything. Like it would break my heart, absolutely. But I think Frankie is in a position where like she needs to at least understand what's happening. Even because, mind you, the knowledge that we have is only based on the pilot. So I'm a big theorist. And so me looking at Frankie, looking at the script, doing the lines, and then watching it is like, Frankie, I love you to bits, but for the love of God, understand that Andy is coming home, stress the hell out. Please see something. But yeah, I would give her the hard truth and then probably treat her to something she likes to kind of ease the pain.
Yeah. Was the question, just to be sure, because I think I was formulating in my brain maybe a slightly different variant of the question, was the question that, like, how do we relate to our characters based off of what we know of them in the pilot?
Yes, basically asking what
No, you're fine. I just was like, no, this was a great answer. I just was like, no, oh God, I killed my character. Get back on there. Get up there. Get up there. I have monetary issues. No, you're fine. I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, I'm just trying to think because I have to think of it double, right? I'm like, okay. So with Olivia, we see very clearly that there is an obsessive tendency, but the way that I really related to her was with her perfectionism. Because she's never satisfied with it. Yeah, and so it's something, I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I'm a recovering perfectionist. And thankfully, acting beats the perfectionist out of you. It's very difficult to survive long-term at a professional level and hold on tightly to perfectionism. And so what I did was I made Olivia like the extension of toxic perfectionism. I was like, what if I let that consume me rather than let that go? So that was how I related to Olivia. Then with Space Cat, the line that Space Cat has, which is all monarchs are usurpers and descendants of usurpers. I know that we need a system, right? I was like, I know that we all need a system to a degree to be in the military, so I understand that systems are all there for a reason, but there's definitely a little part of me that was like, but what if anarchy? And that's Space Cat, like that's Space Cat.
You know, it's funny because after the first table read, I was like, I don't know how I can relate to this character. I don't feel like I really connect with Andy. But then it took me, I think, about 4 reads of the script to be like, oh, okay, no, we're the same person. The overworked, feeling like underappreciated, like Andy cleans up other people's messes. The amount of times I would go to Dana and be like, how was work? I'm like, well, this person fell through, so I had to stay late, and then I had to do this, and I had to do that, but it's going great. What are you doing? So I definitely feel like that, like people have even come up to me and been like, yeah, I'm underappreciated at work. I'm working all this, and I don't get any appreciation. I'm like, yeah, I feel that. That's definitely the part I relate to the most. So to answer the question properly, Frankie, according to all my friends, and then me having to look back on it, Frankie is me. To the degree where it's like,
Frankie has these big dreams and really wants to try and be be able to reach all of them, but more so, less of accomplishment and more of being around the people she loves. Like, it got really personal when I read that pilot script, where she's just like, yeah, you and I can work together one of these days. I just like thinking about that sometimes. And I'm like, oh, we're hitting that part of my psyche, huh? Okay, great. Because I have a lot of friends who are in like the anime and they're in like this big triple project. Like my best friend Alejandro Saab is in like so many million things now. And I'm just like, I look at him, I look at Hayden, that's my friends, and I'm just like, wouldn't it be cool if I was part of their stuff too? I just like thinking about that sometimes. Oh wait, that's the line. There it is! So yeah, that's how, to answer the question, probably that's how.
Hello. My question is, would your younger self believe that made it this, like voice acting and like doing panels, answering questions, having a fandom? Like, would you believe that?
No. The child in me would go, what did you do? What do you work in? Hold on, what? You're not a singer? You're not gonna be on the Tonys? You're not gonna get your Tony Award winning like nomination for Best Singer? Like, no, honey, I went into voice acting and went with the cool nerd people that don't judge the heck out of you for what you look like. I'm just saying. But no, my child self would absolutely be a little heartbroken, and then I'd be like, but look at all the cool people I work with. And they're like, oh, okay, that'd be cool.
This is a really wonderful question. Ursula, thank you for asking it, because I think if you asked child me at different stages, because when I was 5 and I went to kindergarten, they gave like a little like, oh, what is your, what's your hair color? What's your eye color? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I wrote actor because I wanted to marry Peter Venkman in the Ghostbusters. And so, yeah, right? So 5-year-old me would be like, you did it. But there was a huge gap in my life where, I feel like anything I ever tried to do or anything I wanted to do was really put down. And I did not have a lot of support growing up for what my actual dreams were, because I always wanted to be an actor. I always wanted to create art. Like, I kind of knew this was my craft forever, and I let other people talk me out of it. And I'm not going to cry. I will not cry on stage. Okay, I let other people talk me out of it. And so I would say for most of my life, if I went back and was like, you're doing this now, I would probably feel very healed. And I do that. I actually talk to my younger self sometimes, and I'm like, you did it! And I just let myself kind of feel that. So thank you for bringing, this is a great question. Thank you for bringing that up.
We're all gonna cry at one point.
Yeah.
I almost did.
TLDR, no. I mean, like, no, absolutely not. No, I mean, like, I feel like acting was something I always kind of wanted to do, but little me, like, had very low expectations. Like, usually as a kid, you have those high expectations, like, I want to be a ballerina astronaut. No, I want to be a crossing guard because I thought it was, like, the simplest thing. It was like, I don't have to go to school for it, but then I was afraid it was going to get run over, so then I was like, never mind. Then I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. But I always felt like little me would probably be really mad. Like, but you were supposed to get a college job and you were supposed to go get a 9-to-5. I'm like, yeah, well, here we are. So be happy about it. But yeah, no. Thank you for the question.
Hi again.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so I had a question for if your characters were to cosplay as some other person in our reality, who would they cosplay as?
When you say somebody else in our reality, do you mean like another IP, or do you mean like a celebrity? Like our world?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
She-Hulk.
Yeah!
I had to think about it because her body type. I'm just like, she's a deadlifter. She is like, she's so like heavily weighted. She lifts Andy over her shoulders all the time. At least I hope so. I'm just gonna say I hope so. Yeah, no, She-Hulk. In the green outfit, not the lawyer, the green She-Hulk.
I actually don't think Olivia would cosplay. I don't think she would. I think she would think it was ridiculous. Like, and
Madam Web.
no, I literally don't think. I think that that's not that she couldn't, but it's rather that I don't think that she would. You know, and I think, I can't help but. I don't know why I can't help but think of Space Cat as Freddy Krueger. Because I do think that spiritually, if Olivia could relate to somebody, then maybe like Sauron from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if she would do it because I think it would be
I don't know if Andy would really cosplay either. Be like something like Frankie would be forcing her to cosplay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Jax to the Amazing Digital Circus because I like Jax.
Piece of merchandise would you like to see in the future?
Knight Frankie and Knight Andy. We need that. I don't care if it's a statue, I don't care if it's a plushie, I don't care if it's a pin.
Good decision.
I would like a Knights of Guinevere air fryer. I think an air fryer would be pretty great. I love air fryers. They changed my life for the best. So, you know. Air fryers rock. With my little Gwen air fryer.
New to Park Planet, the Gwen Air Fryer. Make sure you're healthy, kids, while you're coughing blue lung.
You know what would be really cool? Do you guys remember like creepy crawlies where you had like the gel and you put them in? Wouldn't that be an interesting like Park Planet merch? And you could do like the blue, like the guts.
Or like the Gwen, like a build your own Gwen Barbie. You build your own Gwen. You can just make sure you fill her up correctly, or she might spill over.
Or speaking of like throwback things, we could do like Park Planet Polly Pockets. And then they're like, they're all pretty on the outside, and then you open them up.
I had to think about that, like, oh god.
We need to tell Dana that, like right now. Like, how much would that cost? Let's do that.
Howdy. Hi. It's a bit of a random question, but if you've read or seen Alice in Wonderland, what is your favorite characters?
Mad Hatter, period, dot. Also, when I was a kid, I used to read the poems. It was like a 1940s diction exercise book, and I remember that all of like the different poems from Alice in Wonderland were in there. And my favorite ones were ones that either the Mad Hatter said or were like said in his presence at the tea party. So, yeah.
Queen of Hearts. Straight up, like I understand Alice, I understand the Cheshire Cat, I understand all these characters. Queen of Hearts was the only woman who literally screamed off the top of her lungs, "Off with her head!" And I just resonated with that, because you know I'm very loud. And funny enough, I got to rap as Queen of Battle. Yeah, I went up against the Wicked Witch, and that was fun.
Oh dear. You know what? I like that caterpillar dude. Just chilling, you know, just a chill dude, you know, you just caterpillaring it up, be like, what's up? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Yeah.
So I have been given word that we are ready for the watch party. Now, this is something that's not going to be at any other convention because you're going to get commentary by the three wonderful voice actors just watch this. We have 2 screens